everyone, it's another day on the SUW trail. Oh boy, what a day. It's only 10 o'clock and already feels like I spent so long walking around. Last night I slept very well. There was no wind, no rain, and the tree kind of sheltered the tent, so I slept like a baby. So well that this morning I didn't want to get up. So sore everywhere. But I hit the road, and today's track is actually the first long one. It's 28 kilometers, and yeah, tomorrow it's supposed to be even longer with 30 kilometers, but I'll show you on the book where we're going. So that here from about New Luz to Bargrennen is the stretch of today, and right now we are in a forest and we'll be crossing a little bothy, the Lagangarn bothy. It's just called the beehive bothy. It looks really cute. If you don't know what a bothy is, it's basically a shelter open to hikers where you can sleep, and it's usually it's free, like anybody can go in. It's not manned, like there's nobody there to like see who's going in and who's going out. So yeah, it usually has a fireplace and some flat platforms where you can put your sleeping bag. And yeah, I could have slept there last night, but the idea of doing another 8 kilometers was a lot. I see the bothy. That's the little beehive bothy. As you can see, there's sleeping platforms. I think there might be somebody coming back later on. So I just passed Noe about here, and this is how the path looks like. It's a sea of bracken. It's really hard to like keep the track. That's the track there. Where are we going? I will call myself Marina Jones. Hello everyone, how are you today? So I'll give a quick update. Today is actually a day after the last piece of vlog you saw. So yesterday I had a little bit of a breakdown, let's say. I've lost my USB cable for my phone, and I knew that for about 2 or 3 days I couldn't reach a village where there would be a shop, and even there I would have to take a bus. And then it started raining and it was windy, and it was really an open field. And then after that it was like just bog after bog after bog for like kilometers, and my foot, like I have an issue with my foot, with my left foot. Maybe I mentioned this already, but if it's firm ground I can walk, it's fine. But as soon as there's some uneven ground, that it really hurts. And so with the bogs you have those like, well, of course you have the areas where it's very wet and you go down with your foot and then you find yourself like stuck in the mud. But what worse, it's there's little, it's like rocks, but it's not rocks, it's patches of grass and roots of grass that like pop out, and if you put your foot on there, like you never know what you're putting your foot on basically, because the vegetation is really tall and you can't quite see what's under, and so you might put your foot into what you think is stable ground and then you kind of slip off and you fall. And that was just so painful because it would happen so many times. And right there I was like, I had enough. This is the last day, those are the last miles. I had enough. I'm in pain, not enjoying myself anymore. Goodbye. basically. And I went into the village. I had arrived to the last, you know, to the end of the trek, and my plan was to just stay at a normal at a pub there who charged £5 for you to sleep in the garden. But when I arrived, I was just like, no, I want a bed, I want to have some kind of comfort, I want to have a beer. And so I went to the local inn, and I was so lucky because they only have 2 rooms, and just a few hours before somebody had cancelled a reservation, so there was room for me. So I was so glad, and of course it was out of my budget, but I didn't care. I just needed like some recentering. So I had a long shower, and then I really spoiled myself. I ate there as well. I had a really nice falafel burger. It was so good. And yeah, my plan was just to be like, whatever. I didn't have my phone to check like trains, but I was like, yeah, I'm done. I had enough. I can't do this anymore. The next stage is also even harder, so I was like, nope. And I did film a little like ending vlog, I might insert a little bit here, but basically I was just saying like my feet hurts and I'm just tired and I can't do it anymore. I'm sorry, I think I'm a bit delirious after today, but it was just a very, very long day. And I mean, now that I'm sitting down, I'm fine, but just the thought of having to do those stairs, I'm in a hotel right now, to go and get a beer is like, I don't want to do that. I think it might just be like a very, very early tendinitis thing, and for that you just need to like rest and not walk basically. I'm sitting on the ground because I don't want to get the bed dirty. Look at this beautiful bed. I'm in a beautiful little room by Southern Upland Way. I'm gonna go for a shower. Basically what happened is that I slept very well, and then the morning after I was like, well, you can't really go without your phone, because I'm kind of updating people to let them know that I'm okay. And if I go 3 days without updating people, I didn't want them to get worried. And also I thought, if an emergency I need the phone and I don't have it, it's not great. So I figured out that I could get a bus to Newton Stewart, where surely they would have a USB cable, and that's what I've done. I went to Newton Stewart, I got a cable, got coffee, and then I was like, okay, let's try to do another day. Today it's a nice day, and we can just do a half day and not a full day. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm back on the trail, and it's, whew, I don't know if you can see, but on the back there there's a Glentroe Lake. And just here, there's the Merrick. Oh, you can't quite see it. But on the back of this, there's Merrick, which is the highest peak outside of the Highlands, I think, which I hiked last year with Emily. I'll put the vlog here somewhere. So yes, I just made a deal with myself that I would try and do today and tomorrow, because I mean, to get to the next town it's 30 kilometers, so I'm not gonna get it done today, but tomorrow I should get there, and that's the goal, to get there. And then I'll see how I feel, and if I want to, I can do a little bit more. But I figured that the distances on the book, on this guide, they're far too long. Like, when you see them, you think if you hike, then you think you'll be fine with 30 kilometers, but many sections have like deep bogs. Many sections I got lost because it was not waymarked, and even by using a compass I couldn't find the trail, and the backpack as well. So you find yourself just hiking really from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. And I know that's how long distance trails are. Usually you basically hike all day, but to me, I want to have time to sit down and just look around and, you know, have a lunch. And I even brought my watercolors to kind of try and have some drawings. So I just thought there's no point in pushing it just to finish it. I much rather like ending it earlier, but at least enjoying it. And it's kind of funny, like this mental thing where we are like obsessed by the end and like by finishing what we started, while really nobody is forcing us. Like, nobody's forcing me to do this. I decided to do this. I put myself in this situation, and it's like, if I don't finish it, I'm a failure, which it's so untrue. Like, if you're miserable and you keep on going, then that's a failure, isn't it? Like, not enjoying your time and just being pushed by what? Have a look, isn't it pretty? So yeah, it's really fascinating, this internal fight, and there's like a sweet balance between giving up too early just because you're out of your comfort zone, and not giving up or like forcing or pushing yourself too much just because you want to reinforce your ego and prove yourself that you can do it. I don't know, it's a very weird balance. So I'm really trying to get myself on check and like make sure that yes, I have moments of struggle, yes, it's hard, but I'm also enjoying it, and I'm doing it for the right reasons, which is to get to see places like this. Oh, earlier there was just a rainbow there, which was so beautiful. And so yes, let's see how it goes. And today something really cool happened, which is it started raining really heavily, so I put my waterproofs on, and then I was like walking on the path, and I see those two lurcher coming towards me, so of course I was like like playing with the dogs and like throwing the ball. And then a lady arrived, and we started talking and chatting about the walk, and I wanted to show her something on the book, and I go to look for my book and I didn't have it. I had lost it because I had put it on my pocket here, and it had fell. And so I was like, well, I kind of know when I put my waterproofs on, and it's not too far. So we walked back and I found my book. But if I hadn't met her, I could have gone kilometers and kilometers without realizing I didn't have the book, and then I would have had to walk back, because although the path is quite well waymarked in most parts, when you need it most is not waymarked. So on like open fields or bogs or like cow fields or that stuff, it's like most of the times apparently the cows like to scratch their back on the waymarks, so they fall down, so you don't have any. So I thought, if I don't have the book, I'm not going anywhere, I'm just gonna get lost. So I'm so glad that I met this lady, and she was really lovely. And she also said that this year, because I told her that I hadn't met anybody that was doing this trail in the 4 days that I had been hiking, and she said that that's because it's been a very wet year, and that last year most of the bogs that I was seeing, they were totally dry. So I was like, oh my god, that would have been so amazing to get to hike without, I mean, of course you still get bogs, but with not to the extent that I've experienced it yesterday and the day before. But yeah, I mean, it's Scotland and the bogs are not gonna go anywhere. It's just up to me to face them, pretty much. But yeah, I'm gonna hike a little bit more. I mean, there's a bothy about 5 kilometers from here, but it's a bothy that can be accessed by car, and they say that often they find residues of drinking parties that have been there to, well, party. And the last thing I want is to get there and find a group of drunk people, basically. Since I'm on my own and I have a heavy pack bag, you know, it just wouldn't be nice. So I think I'm gonna avoid it, but I'm gonna camp probably a little bit earlier or a little bit after, if I can reach it. Okay, I'm gonna concentrate on this, and I might see you later.